Morning, everybody. I'm intrigued, and I wonder if you're intrigued. Midlife crisis, what it is. Is it really a crisis, and is it really midlife? I think that definition is open to many interpretations. And I'm going with my intuition, my feelings at the moment, not my mind, which tells me midlife crisis is actually a spiritual crisis, and it's an opportunity to evolve, step out of old chapters, making space for new doors to open. And it's like that crossroads, that pivot point. And for me, there seems to be a midlife crisis about every 12 years, with lots of other things going on in between those 12-year cycles. So I'm not saying that's going to apply to everybody, but I wonder if it resonates. And for me, those midlife crisis points that seem to continue to happen, and I guess will continue to happen in the future, I'm beginning to see as a blessing, as uncomfortable as they are, because change never happens within your comfort zone. It's always when you're slightly outside of that, because what's happening on a soul level is you're ready or over ready to start a new phase, which might be a new way of thinking, looking back into the past with a different interpretation on your past than what you may have had before. It might be a healthier version of looking back, able to clear the path, able to move forward. And I think for me, the spiritual crisis has often been about how I haven't always lived my true self. And I think that's very normal for many of us. I think some of us don't question it, and that's fine. So for some people, there's no reason to. And for some of us, we start to keep going, and we start questioning everything about, I did fit that phase in that chapter then, but I've evolved and I can't help it. The way I think, the way I see things, my passions, my desires have changed. But that can mean that the life I had doesn't quite fit with where I am. And that's where people can get stuck for years in the job they don't want to be doing, but they don't know how to step out of that role, because that's the role they identify with. Or it's not that easy just to step out of a job role into something totally different. And they may spend years in that crisis point, that midlife crisis stage of going, I actually have no idea what I really like anymore, what I really enjoy and what I want. And that can be petrifying for people, because they've identified themselves with how they were in that previous cycle, because that's who they were. As our vibrations grow, we change, we're exposed to different things in life. Sometimes we're forced to grow. And that's why it's up to you how you choose to view midlife crisis, and expect them to come around in cycles. They are massive transition points for growth of, I can keep living the life I have, or I can go inward and go, right, really, who am I? I still don't know who I am, and I probably until the day I die, I might not be completely sure. That matters not, but it's the fact that I'm questioning those layers of, just because I like that for 25 years, it's okay to shed that and actually not like it, or just actually get no va-va-voom from it. That's okay. What us mere mortals tend to do is hold on. We hold on to who we were, what we identified with, partly through fear of, well, who are we without that? And actually, what do we do with ourselves without that? And partly because we fear other people's expectations of us. Well, people know that we're into this, or know that we do that, or assume we're this. How are people going to see us now? But bingo, that's the work, because it's all about you. It starts with you, it ends with you. It's all about you being you, and finding that happiness of just living your truth, whatever that might be. My truth changes every year, and if it doesn't, I'll worry, because it opens doors. I want to keep evolving, I want to keep expanding, I want to keep exploring me and this world and what it means for me. I used to get stuck wanting to stay who I was, and now I look back and think, crikey, why did I try and stay that old version of me for so long? I wasn't really being me, I was being what I thought I had to be. Society's expectations, other people's expectations. But that was all my inner work of getting more secure in who I am, regardless. Have a good Saturday.